He's a little blanket boy, blanket boy. Zach's a little blanket boy who decides to record and fold his laundry.
Very interesting.
That was good.
Everything froze. Now it's just me. Hi, audience. I don't know where to go from here.
We're
Can
also
still
What is up,
hear
BOTA
you.
World? This is going to be brought to you by Zach Folding Blankets. And that's where we'll lead off tonight. The NFL is back, so we're definitely going to talk about that. But first, I am Chris, and I am joined today with my mutual colleagues in Who I Hate, James, Drew, Zach, and myself. How you guys doing today?
So good.
You're joined by yourself.
I am joined by myself. I got an imaginary
You're
friend.
kind of
right next-
technically always joined by yourself, right?
Can
You're never
confirm.
truly alone then.
Yeah, but like, why?
Wow.
Thank you, Drew. You're never truly alone.
Why announce it?
That will help me sleep
Your
at night.
existence might be lonely, but you're never actually truly alone.
You're always joined by yourself.
All right, let's just dive into it. The NFL is
Smash.
back. It is week 1. We had our first game yesterday. Texans.
So close.
Ooh,
Almost
that's
had it.
embarrassing. Chiefs and Texans, and I wouldn't say the Texans got blown out, but they certainly did
I'll
not
say
stand a
that.
chance.
They
they got
got whooped.
They had some garbage time touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They got
But it
whooped.
wasn't like, they had some
What?
potential. I see them getting a couple wins this season.
Oh, they'll get more than a couple, but starting off their season with, I think, away at Kansas City and then away in Baltimore, that sucks.
Plus, Duke
Bad.
Johnson was out.
Yeah, great. Our deep RB2 that we selected. Great.
Okay. All right.
Got
So
screwed.
what we're going to bring you tonight is our own predictions and the schedule for week 1, and that should run us pretty far on time. And then we'll talk about the rest of the sports, see what's going on over there. So
We're talking about shit. It's football season, baby. It's only one sport, and it's football.
Yes, sir.
Especially if the Celtics lose tonight.
Especially.
I think it's tonight. Yeah.
9 o'clock.
Don't even know
I
what they
don't-
play.
all right. Now, does anyone have any thoughts on yesterday's game? First game back.
I do.
Go ahead.
I don't have them up yet.
Uh,
My biggest thought is how much I hate Jimmy Fallon. I got really over those ads pretty quick.
Yeah, that got burned pretty quick. And I used to love him too.
Miley Cyrus, it was so dumb. But other than that, Watson really couldn't catch a break out there. I felt like his time in the pocket was so minimal, and he was trying to do so much, and it's just like he can't. With all these underrated weapons, which even David Johnson looked solid last night, they still just couldn't get anything going. Will Fuller was dropping shit. Brandon Cooks was fine, but he couldn't get separation.
So, I mean, clearly the biggest thing is the linemen. They need to give Watson more time.
What happens when
what you
give away
said-
your offensive line?
What?
Fact.
You got something to say?
All I said was that's what happens when you give away your offensive line.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't hear you at all.
You fucking insult me. How dare you? Talk closer to the mic.
Okay.
Thank you. But, yeah, the linemen look terrible. Watson could not even get the ball out quick enough, and the amount of throwaways he had just because he was under pressure the whole entire game. We had a couple big drops, but I think Brandon Cooks had a solid game. He didn't rack up a ton of points for fantasy, but he was mostly taking the ball up the middle, so he seems to be kind of their front guy.
I don't know about that. Actually, Drew brought up a point. Will Fuller kind of looked like he was getting a lot of the looks, at least. Will Fuller and the my God, the tight end whose name I can't think of now, out of nowhere.
Yeah,
one
but Will
touchdown.
Fuller had over 3 drops, didn't he?
Oh yeah, I think that's about right. Did we lose them on the bottom too? Is it just you and me, Chris? Hi.
What?
Did we lose them? I think we lost them.
Oh, that's
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. What's up, boys? Welcome back.
We back. We back. Sorry about that.
We were just saying you missed it. Well, I guess rewind 5 seconds, but we were saying how where Chris said Brandon Cooks seems like our W wide receiver one. And I was like, well, Will Fuller seemed like he was getting a lot more of the looks, but I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts?
Well, I mean, I feel like Will Fuller fits the description of a lesser DeAndre Hopkins rather than Brandon Cooks, and I think again, this is a comparison between DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller, not comparing either of the two to
It's a stretch.
DeAndre Hopkins.
me and James were talking about this earlier, though. I really don't think D-Hop would have had much of a factor in this game.
You're on crack. There were three balls thrown to Brandon Cooks last night that if that was DeAndre Hopkins, he would have had at least a touchdown on three of them.
At least a
I guess
touchdown.
at
If not
least
more.
a touchdown doesn't justify the score.
No,
Like a touchdown doesn't change anything. Granted,
no,
it would have
no, no,
added
no.
a
A
layer
touchdown
of depth.
doesn't- A touchdown doesn't change anything in terms of score, but a touchdown changes plenty in terms of momentum. Like early on in the game, there was a throw that Brandon Cooks did not make. DeAndre Hopkins would have caught.
Are you talking about the one where he jumped over and tried to split the two defenders?
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins makes that catch 9 out of 10 times. Brandon Cooks is not that kind of receiver. Sorry.
But neither is Will Fuller, really.
No.
Will
not-
Fuller and Brandon Cooks are very similar receivers, right down to getting hurt all the time. But honestly, I think Will Fuller is probably a little bit. He's been in the offense longer. He knows the playbook a little bit better. I would say that he would probably be the number one at this point.
I'd agree. I would agree with that.
Even though I've always thought of Will Fuller as a hard number 2 receiver.
Yeah.
Like Randall Cobb.
Maybe they make a move, man. You never know.
They need to get another dominant body out there to throw the ball to.
I hate to be that guy, but this would have been
Dak
the first
just
round
moved
to
to
have
open the
that pick.
blinds for the cat, and the cat just jumped away.
I'm glad I saw that because that was just fucking ridiculous. Fucking cats, man.
I want to talk about the other side of the ball, though, because CEH was on fire. He showed why he's worth the first round pick.
God. Love that man.
138,
So
one touchdown, 23
did look good.
trips.
Well, so can we
25
confirm,
touches.
back to the other side of the ball, can we confirm that David Johnson is back?
No, not yet.
Nah. One good game against a pretty poor Chiefs front defense.
I agree.
Wow. Thank you for these beautiful
Thank you
takes.
for your input, Zach. So me and James
Wow.
will continue this on here.
So I think what Zach was trying to get at is one game against an average run defense doesn't really change anything. Right.
That's true.
I mean, I think the real test is going to be what does he do against Baltimore next week.
As a fucking shame.
Oh, are they back? No, they're still not back. Anyway, I'm going to have so much to fucking edit.
Every time.
Sorry for everyone's ears. I'll do something. I don't know. I'm probably not. So,
Do we want to
David
just jump
Johnson
in?
and Clyde Edwards-Helaire stock right where it should be.
Okay. I mean, CEH was on fire. I'll definitely agree with that, but it's also the first game. I don't know. I think we're kind of in the same.
No, I mean, for sure. Take that with a grain of salt. But, I mean, what I saw out of him yesterday looked like exactly what he was at LSU, which is a star.
Texans have a decent run defense, too, so them to kind of run.
Welcome back, boys. How are you? You lagged out there.
Less than okay.
Sorry, we suck.
Actually,
All right, we'll work around it.
Zach has McDonald's Wi-Fi.
I literally have McDonald's Wi-Fi here. It's not even funny. Oh, there we go again.
As we
Again?
speak.
Really?
Oh, my God. Did we lose him again? Are you
We'll be back. We'll be back.
We're here.
All right. Well, yeah, just figure it out. We'll be here. So, I don't have any other points in that game, Chris, if you want to start getting into predictions here.
Yeah. I think the last thing for the game really is the Chiefs still look good, even though the Texans are a little off this year. It's been a weird year. Chiefs still look like a playoff team. Mahomes is still kind of knowing his surroundings very, very well. So I think the Chiefs have another very good shot this year.
Yeah, Mahomes' awareness is definitely still there, and he asked for CEH for a reason, and he's using them. So
Mm-hmm.
going to be a fun year for Chiefs fans, probably.
All right, let's dive in. We will run down this week's games, and we'll start off with, of course, Miami Dolphins at
Hold on.
Patriots. What?
I'm sorry. I just got a Twitter notification about something, and I think it was retweeted by Adam Schefter. Apparently, Charmin is running a, I'm assuming, charity campaign this year, and it's hashtag Charmin loves tight ends. Did you get that too,
I
Zach?
just got that tweet. I just showed it to him.
Oh, no.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, no, my God.
Are you serious? That's
I
what
don't-
your marketing team decided on? Is Charmin loves tight ends?
I don't think that's the way to go.
No, you got to change that, Charmin. Charmin, figure it out.
God damn.
Stick to the Bears.
Oh.
Good God. Anyway, Jets. No, Patriots.
This
Dolphins.
episode not brought to you by Charmin.
Definitely
Oh.
not.
Those Bears are gonna get like realistic assholes now. You know that, right?
All right. With
Oh.
that out of the way, first game, Sunday, 1:00. We got Dolphins at Patriots.
Yeah.
Um,
Back.
Love it.
I think it will be a tighter game than it usually is when the Pats play the Dolphins early on in the season, but I think the Pats come away with the win.
Start the pot.
You guys all right down there?
Yes, we were just laughing at the fact that he used the word tighter right after we talked about tight ends and Charmin. I just thought that was funny.
Anyway, I do think Chris is right. I think this is going to be a test of who actually does better. I'm ignoring you. I'm moving past it. Who actually does better, the Patriots' new revamped offense or the Dolphins' new revamped defense? And I think
Neither.
barely I'll get Patriots. I think they end up splitting the season series, though, 1-1.
I would agree with that. I think the Patriots win the first game at home, and then they lose down in Miami, per usual.
Par for the course.
Yes, sir.
Chris, how are you feeling, though, going into it?
The same
tighter.
exact, which is kind of what I just said. Like early on in the season, the Pats usually have the upper hand with the Dolphins, and I definitely see that. I think this might be a pretty easy win for the Pats to begin with. And but later on in the season, the Dolphins, adjust and prep, because I think most teams this season don't know what to expect out of Cam Newton on the Pats. There's been no preseason. There hasn't really been any look on the Pats.
Drew and I just had a moment there. Yeah, we really don't know what we're expecting with this, like what they're actually going to go about. I think there's a lot of players whose stocks are about to increase fantasy-wise. I think you see a lot of James White and Sony Michel.
I'm not going to lie. I have some faith in Cam Newton. I think it's going to take him a couple games to really adjust and learn how the offense rolls in game time and everything like that. But I think you're going to see not 2015 Cam Newton, obviously, but a new pass-focused Cam Newton.
I'll always bet on a player that has a chip on their shoulder, and I think Cam Newton has a massive chip.
And he's the type of guy that's gonna use that to his advantage, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And Bill Belichick's going to
yeah.
exploit the hell out of that. So I think this offense is still going to be fun to watch, maybe even more so without Brady now, because Cam gives you some different options. But watch out for the Patriots still. They're not done yet.
Mm-hmm. Who knows what else Cam can bring to this offense, and
Versatility.
he seems to have a great connection with McDaniels, so
A terrible fashion sense.
that's about it. Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Zach,
Yeah,
I
we
know how
will.
that should go.
But I agree with you guys. I think the Dolphins lose this one, but bounce back and probably beat the Pats the next game. So are we all consensus kind of for the Pats take game one?
Yes.
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 Indeed.
Yeah.
Jizz.
Good talk. Thanks for joining. All right, 1:00. We got Seattle Seahawks at Atlanta Falcons. I think that's going to be a great game.
I think it's gonna be a fun early season matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think what's interesting is that oh my god, a lot of people the Vegas has Seattle at a -2.5.
That's a bet that I took.
Yeah, I know.
But in real football talk, outside of the betting world, I think that this game almost would have been more interesting later on in the year once we know who the Atlanta Falcons are, because that
That's
team
valid.
is arguably the biggest question mark in my book going into the year, because you never know who's going to show up for them.
No, you're also looking at a team that's either a playoff contender, which would make a great last or end of the year, or a team that's just a total flop, and we'll see that real early.
Exactly. And
I don't think
Seattle's
there's any
definitely-
in between.
No, I agree. And Seattle's definitely gonna give them a kick in the ass one way or the other to start the year. We'll see which Falcons team comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Personally, I think it's an easy Seattle win. I don't think I'd like the Falcons, but I just don't think they have it anymore.
Chris, Seattle. Man, I don't know. I'm always like afraid to bet against Atlanta. I always pull something out, and I think I'm gonna back them in this one. I think they catch the Seahawks early and off guard. I think if this was a later season story or a later season game, it would have been different. But I do think Atlanta takes a quick early win.
Fair. I got Seattle.
That's a fair assumption. I think it's a lot closer of a game.
Who you got, Zach?
More or less towards what Vegas is calling. I think Seattle wins, but they only win by a field goal. I would look for Todd Gurley in this game. I think Todd Gurley is going to be huge against the Seattle defense.
Fair. It's a defense that he knows really well.
Right. Plays him twice. Played him twice a year for what, 4 or 5 years?
Right.
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Probably closer to 6 years, but
Yeah.
Chris, you want to keep the show rolling, please? Thank you.
All right. So I was trying to yell at Zach because I can't hear a single word he's saying.
Hey, Zach, can you fucking talk into the mic like a goddamn adult?
How dare you?
How dare you?
All right. So is consensus Seattle again?
Is this better?
Thank you.
No. Somehow worse.
All right. 1:00. Browns at Ravens.
Woo!
Yeah.
Do we have to talk about this?
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no.
I
We
think it's
have
worth
to-
mentioning.
we have to.
Yeah, also it's the show. I don't have a lot of faith going into this. I know they split the series last year. I have a hard time believing that happens again. They're going to be short Greedy Williams and or Kevin Johnson, I think, and obviously Mac Wilson. I don't think the defense has any chance holding off Lamar.
Yeah, good luck.
I agree. Unless Greedy and whoever else end up being a huge factor in the next time they play, I think the first game, much like the Atlanta situation, is probably their best chance to beat the Ravens. I don't think that they will, but if they want to do it this year, I think they got to make it happen early.
I mean, I could be wrong. Like I didn't think it last year, and they came out and just like torched them. But I guess that would be a true telling sign if it turns into an offensive battle. But I don't think I think Cleveland's bad injury-ridden defense hurts them more than their good offense could help
Them.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yes.
Sure.
Well, I mean, on the plus side, OBJ has been planning for this all off season because he's about to get shit on. So
Literally and figuratively.
We're past
thank
that.
you.
Anyway,
So everyone's going Baltimore on that one.
Yes.
I'm going Baltimore, and Chris, we're actually going to take after a legendary cornerback, Number 21, primetime, Deion Sanders. It's not shit as Dookie. All right, move on.
All right, Zach's no longer in the podcast for today. Thank you, Zach.
You hit your quota.
right.
That will be all.
Here we go.
Zach made it funny. We got to move on. Moving on, we got 1 o'clock, Jets at Buffalo. I think that will be a fun game to watch, but Buffalo easily has the upper hand.
Oh, yeah, especially with New York's depleted secondary. I think the offense blows the top off the Jets, and I think the defense suffocates. I think the Jets will maybe take a stride or two on offense. I don't think that I think they'll score a touchdown. I don't think that they'll be held to a field goal or less. Mm-hmm. But I think it's going to be a low-scoring game overall, but I think the Jets lose probably 21-7, 20, maybe 24, maybe 10.
Yeah, I think the Bills have started off the past few seasons hot anyway, and they've crushed the Jets last year, so I'm going to continue that trend and go with the Bills, running them.
All right, Hunchback.
I think the Bills' defense is too good to let the Jets get any sort of passing or running game going whatsoever. So, the whole offense.
What the hell, Zach? Okay, moving on. I assume everyone's taking Buffalo here.
Yeah.
So we're kind of on consensus for most of these games, it looks like. We got 1 o'clock again, Raiders at Panthers. Not really a ton to talk about. I think, the Raiders do have a chance with Jacobs and Ruggs. I don't know if I trust Carr anymore.
Also, Brian Edwards.
Brian Edwards. Thank you. I was waiting for it.
Okay, Brian Edwards.
You're going to know his name. Don't worry.
Carolina, though, has, I want to say, the better defense out of the two, but it's nothing to be.
I think. Oh, sorry, Drew. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. I was just gonna say, it's another matchup that's, two teams that have done a lot of revamping in the offseason, especially Carolina with Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback. He showed what he can do with, some elite talent around him. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do with Carolina level talent and Christian McCaffrey. But I think that the Raiders are going to take this one.
Zach.
Really? You think the Raiders, huh?
I do.
Yeah, what's good, fam?
Okay.
It's PJ Walker time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Why are we whispering? Talking about PJ Walker. He's going to take over by the end of the year.
What's up?
I think the wealth of options favors Carr in this matchup.
Yeah. I
think they spread it around evenly enough that they get the win. So give me Raiders.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think that the Panthers defense is not what everyone thinks it might be. They're going to have a good front seven. But
get fucked, Royce.
Yeah, no. Royce and I talked about this last night. Royce made a very interesting decision and went with the Panthers money line last night. We were at the sports book, anyways. But yeah, I don't think the Panthers cornerbacks are going to be able to cover all the weapons that the Raiders have.
I agree.
I don't think it's gonna.
Wait, Royce bet money line?
Yeah, for the Panthers.
Okay.
Chris, what do you got for a pick?
So originally I had Carolina winning this, but it's kind of something where, like, when you guys talk about it, I'm kind of on the fence. I still have Carolina a little bit, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'm picking Carolina 60%, Las Vegas 40%. My picks
51%. It's 51-49 right now. So.
Okay, so then that's a majority. So then who wins?
Chris takes Carolina.
All right, so Chris takes Carolina.
But yeah, I think Carolina will come out with the win, but I think it will be a very tight game. But it's going to be interesting to watch. So. All right, so we got, 3 versus 1 here? Raiders, yes. Raiders, Carolina.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Bears at the Lions, 1 o'clock.
This is another really interesting game, to be honest with you. it really comes down to if the Bears offense can do literally anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to. I think Detroit's going to start the season 1-0. I think that offense with Mitch
Okay.
Trubisky at the helm is not fixable. But their defense could keep them in it. Detroit's always a question mark. They could go either way, and I think Detroit's going to pull it out though.
I'm with you. I think Detroit will. I don't see the Bears offense making a spark.
Nope.
Mhm.
So I definitely in on Detroit for this.
Zach, you got any thoughts before I go?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with you guys. I think Detroit has this one in the bag. I think you have a couple of additions on defense, pieces that Matt Patricia is actually familiar with from the Patriots. The NFC North Patriots and the fucking other Patriots of the AFC East bullshit.
Now you got two
I like-
copycat teams.
I like Hawk in this game. I
You
think
got
that
3.
yeah, no kidding. I like TJ Hawkinson in this game because I think that Matthew Stafford likes his big boy targets, and TJ Hawkinson's a big boy.
Yes, he is.
Dumb and thick. All right, I'm gonna play the contradictory.
He's
here.
also
I'm
my head
gonna-
condom, if anyone was wondering.
Gross. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna actually go with Chicago. I think they sneak a win here. I'm gonna take the upset. Which
Okay.
is scary to say about Mitch. I think they can start hot and then crash and burn, and I'm waiting for it.
So you do think they're going to crash and burn at some point during the season?
Oh yeah, but I don't think it's gonna start off that way.
You think
I
they'll
think
start-
Mitch gives
yeah.
them one little glimmer of hope. And then just,
They'll start with
Like a
some fire
meteor.
in their eyes and just get it shattered to pieces
Mhm.
Like
should not
ice.
give-
from across
Mitchell
the room.
Trubisky should not give anyone hope. Let's just get that straight right
Yeah.
now.
Fair. Also true.
And Zach, let me know when you make an apple pie.
Babushka.
Makes no sense to anyone who's like listening to this.
I hate you so much.
Okay.
All right, moving on. James is the only one with a different opinion here. Yeah,
Hey,
no one cares about his opinion. So
It's okay. He gets to make the Canva.
I do. This is true. I just fucked myself.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, shut up. All right, 1:00. We got Colts at Jaguars.
Colts all the way. Don't even fucking we don't want to worry about this.
Yeah, I was gonna say Colts. I see the Colts taking an easy win, but it's gonna be interesting to see how Rivers starts out there.
Bad, but he's
I-
still
I-
better than any fucking piece they still have in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I got a somewhat bold prediction. I think DeForest Buckner in his first game as a Colt gets 4 sacks.
Wow.
Like
force.
Wanna count
All
that
right,
out
more
for me?
importantly,
Not
does
one
he
sack,
swear?
Drew.
1 Minshew on the ground.
Oh yes.
2 Minshew on the ground.
Oh yeah. Let me give me some more.
3 Minshew and football on the
Oh,
ground.
we got a fumble strip sack in there.
And 4 Minshew on the
Oh, we
ground.
got a strip sack. Love it.
How
many
many times
Minshew's
does
was
he
that on the
swear?
Who? Philip Rivers.
Mhm.
0.
It will be 0 forever and always.
No, he swore in the playoffs last year.
Dad Gummit is a swear to him. Okay. Not to us.
Yeah, are these
No, like he
real
actually
swears or Philip
swore
Rivers?
last year in the playoffs.
News to me.
This ain't the playoffs.
Yes, yeah.
They're playing the Jaguars in week 1.
Did they
There is no reason to be swearing.
make the playoffs last year?
No. they
Wild card, yeah.
didn't. Awkward. No, they didn't.
2 years
They
ago.
lost in the. I swear, maybe it was the last game of the
No, the
season.
Chargers were booty last year.
No, they had a top 5 pick.
Yeah, that's why they got Justin Herbert.
Congrats.
Mitch Trubisky.
Who is, by the way, now in a situation that sounds very familiar. It's like Tyrod Taylor's our guy. We're gonna wait to start our young rookie quarterback at Cleveland. That's the
Ready.
same thing that they said. That's the same thing Hugh Jackson said, which might
About
say a lot
Tyrod
about
Taylor,
Anthony Lynn.
nonetheless.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, I'm thinking 18. No.
The year they played the Patriots in the divisional round.
No, it must have been the last game of the season last year.
Okay.
We keep this
Oh.
rolling.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I do see the Colts winning this. I think Jacksonville, not a dumpster fire, but
They're a dumpster fire. You can say
It's
it. The
close
whole
to a
city's
dumpster
fire. The
Chris-
team's a dumpster fire.
A
Chris,
trash
they're-
can fire.
Your entire dumpster fire. Are you kidding me?
I don't think Jacksonville's a dumpster fire, but they're definitely
Dumpster
like
fire.
Dumpster fire.
No,
recently
I agree with
trash
Chris.
can.
They are not a dumpster fire. They are the pile of ash that is left after the dumpster fire.
Very good. Very good, sir.
At least a dumpster fire provides like warmth.
it can serve a
As
useful
long
purpose.
as you have nose plugs.
Fair.
You. All right, roll it.
Any other thoughts? Colts, Jaguars.
I am very excited to see how Jonathan Taylor does in this game because the Jaguars are physically putting third and fourth string defensive tackles out there. No Yannick Ngakoue. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for that one.
It's gonna be actually that's a good storyline. It's gonna be interesting to see which back they use more. I think it would be Mac mostly with a lot more touches to Taylor, but I think Mac has the majority in this game.
Okay, fair enough.
So the Colts came out and said that they plan on running the split. Mac is still the number one, but they plan on using Taylor. So I think Mac will definitely see more touches, but Taylor will definitely be involved in the offense.
Yeet.
They're just going to give it to Naeem Hines the whole game.
Shut up. Naeem Hines is a bust. Stop getting excited about Naeem Hines.
I like Naeem Hines.
He's fine. He's no
All
Jonathan
right.
Taylor.
Moving on.
Fact.
Hey, James, did you do your take for this game?
Oh yeah, Colts.
Okay. Moving on.
Oh, Colts.
We will skip Packers at Vikings because Drew hates the Packers so much.
Sure.
No, just kidding. What do you think, Drew? Let us hear your thoughts.
I think that the Packers are definitely going to win this game. I don't think Minnesota is anywhere near as good as people think that they're going to be.
Nah.
I think that defense is a shell of what it used to be. Kirk Cousins, I think, is a solid quarterback, but I don't think that offense has enough going for year two of Matt LaFleur's offense. Aaron Rodgers, I think, is going to have a bounce back year and a half. So
I'm also I'm excited to see what Minnesota's game plan is against, your young fucking ridiculous cornerbacks.
yeah.
Your
So-
secondary is pretty good.
So Drew, would you say that maybe Aaron Rodgers isn't flat?
Aaron Rodgers is
Flat.
curvy as hell.
He a thick boy. Yeah, thick ass boy.
Aaron Rodgers is still flat.
Oh,
All right,
just you wait till Sunday, Chris.
He's going to be flat.
Anyway,
There's nothing that he could
No,
do on
Packers,
Sunday.
I gotta say, I'm excited to see what Justin Jefferson brings to the table. See
Yeah,
if
me
he
too.
can, I don't know, replace the magic that Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen had 2 years ago.
I think he'll do a pretty good job filling that role.
I think he will.
cut me off because of that. Because of what they've done to revamp a little bit. I'm actually going to take Minnesota here. I think they get another quick win, but I think they still end up splitting the series. I think Green Bay is the better team, but I do think that somehow Minnesota finds a way with all their young
Minnesota is
talent.
actually favored for this game
What?
by 2.5 points.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're the favorites. Yep.
I
Get
am
fucked.
very interested to see this.
All right, Chris, are you going Pack?
Yeah, I'm going Packers. I think they find the way. Even
They
though
find
Aaron
a way.
Rodgers is flat, the run game is still good.
Ba-na, ba-na-na-na.
Go, Pack, go.
There you go.
Go Cheeseheads.
Woo, woo.
That was real cool, guys.
All right,
James, shut the fuck up.
our
Don't you-
last 1
don't you
o'clock game.
Just because you don't like to have fun doesn't mean we can't.
I know we
I
went
love
to
to have
Wisconsin.
fun. I fucking
We
love
done
fun.
been to the Lambos.
Yeah,
No
we
one
were
come to
we
me
were
to-
among the cheeseheads.
Come with me to Cleveland.
Hey,
No.
I have an actual
You guys-
question, 'cause you guys have
want to
been
come to Cleveland?
to Green Bay before. Do they actually sell just like cheese at the stadium?
No,
Can you just get like a block
Can
of
we
cheese?
move on?
I don't think so.
You didn't check? They're called the damn Cheeseheads.
they sell cheese heads, not blocks of cheese. I
They
don't
they
think.
do in fact sell blocks of cheese. There.
Do they?
Yeah,
Did
they
you
do.
check?
Yeah, they also sell blocks of cheese in the airport in Milwaukee. They do. It was a fact.
Interesting. So you got your cheese head on, you got your block of cheese that you're just casually eating, and your 25 beers in because it's so fucking cold that you need to warm up.
Burr.
Sounds like a great place.
It was a great place. It was a lot of
very good
fun.
time, yeah.
You guys want to come with me to Cleveland?
Cheese, beer, and football.
Yep.
No.
And I'm not gonna
Please.
lie, it kind of felt like a college football game. They had people like parachuting onto the field at halftime.
Yeah,
and shit.
I
It
know.
was a good time.
I know. Both teams sucked. I mean, yeah, pretty much college.
That's what happens when you can only win
They won them.
one Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You got to entertain the fans somehow.
Fuck.
You guys want to come with me to Cleveland?
All right. Anyways, our last 1:00 game. We got Eagles at football team.
Yep.
Yeah, not wrong. Not wrong. I can't even.
The
Philly
are
at Washington.
play against a football
the
team.
football team.
The football.
What is their? Did they decide on a new
Washington football team.
No, it's their new
That's-
name is the
that's their-
Washington football team. That's
Yeah, no, you're right.
Oh, you're 100% correct.
Okay, so
name? Okay.
So great
Analysis.
great thoughts, guys.
Easy win for the Eagles.
Dude, I don't know. Watch out. Never mind. Not even gonna
Watch
go there.
out for the football team.
Nope. Not even gonna go there. Not
someone's
even
calling.
not even gonna go there.
I think the Eagles take this
Let's go
easily.
there.
No
I
problems at all.
You got to text me on that one. I'm gonna go Washington. Actually, I think another team that sneaks a win. I think Washington's young offense provides a lot more than a secondary that hasn't really worked together yet. I guess it's not that many new pieces. I'm overestimating that, but I think Washington's offense, we get a good glimpse of what they can do this year.
No, I agree. I think Washington's offense is definitely going to be a little more fiery than people think. I think Terry McLaurin is definitely going to step into that role as solidified number one receiver. And I think Dwayne Haskins is going to take a big step forward with all 7 of his backup quarterbacks. But no, I think with the weapons he has around him, he has a pretty good chance to take a good step forward. I don't think that Washington is going to win. I think Philly is still going to pull it out despite being as banged up as they usually are. But yeah, I think Philly ekes out a win here, and Washington will improve as the season goes on for sure.
Chris, who's the favorite in this?
Philadelphia by
2.5, I think.
Oh,
5.5.
so we don't have to worry about Washington choking?
Well, how do you guys truthfully
Yeah,
feel?
when
There is
they-
a young offense, don't get me wrong, but do you think not having a team name has anything to do with the morale?
No, I think
No.
it's the domestic violence dispute between Darius Guys and whoever the fuck he choked.
Yeah, I think it was just the whole culture. I don't think it really had anything to do with the name.
Or Dan Snyder
I-
allegedly.
yeah.
I was
I
gonna
think
say,
it's
Chris
Dan
actually brings
Snyder.
up a good point. Like forget the name. Like that's a big part of it. But also
Yeah.
like Dan Snyder is like there's a lot of stuff surrounding this team and none of it's good. But that's a good
Right.
point too. Like Darius
So-
Guys was another distraction for this young team.
You guys brought up a really good point that I didn't think of, that like just kind of just separate from the whole entirety of what the old Redskins were, because after all the recent events and Dan Snyder and shit that's coming out left and right, so just separate entirely. New name,
Dude,
new
and-
management, kind of everything.
And they had a chance to really rebrand and shed all that stuff.
Mhm.
And what really killed it for me is, dude, look, they knew this name change was coming at some point. They knew
Oh,
that they
yeah.
were going to have to change their name. Why the fuck would you not have any type of plan in place for when that happens? Not even a thought about what your name's going to be for the future.
Because
Like-
they're too busy sweeping everything else under the rug. Look at all that came
Literally.
out in the last couple months.
Exactly. And that's the biggest issue, is they had a chance to restart.
Mm-hmm.
And they fucking straight up didn't. Dan Schneider is not only one of the worst owners of any sports team ever, he's one of the worst human beings ever.
Exactly. Yep.
Like, fuck that guy. He should not own an NFL franchise. Find that team someone that's going to actually concentrate on winning football games.
Mm-hmm.
And that poor franchise and anyone that gets
is it that
sucked
much
into
of a
that pit.
surprise that the team name changing thing was such a difficult process for that team specifically?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it shouldn't have been.
Right, but because Dan
but the
Snyder's
fact,
owner, right.
but the fact that it was just showed
fact.
that
What a piece of shit he is.
what a piece of shit he is, and the fact that he doesn't care. There's no desire to get away from the old stigmas and old shticks.
And listen,
it's gross.
I don't want to bring this into it because I don't know if the Jets are on that same level. But I mean, I feel like, and I think Mike would agree with me on this. I think from a football perspective, I think the Jets are on the same boat right now. The Jets front office just does not give a shit.
I think they're on the same level of, you know, people that should not be owning football teams.
Right, but not
the public scandal that exists in Washington consistently at this point is just disgusting. It's gross.
No, you're right. You're right. It is.
So that leads you to your pick being.
I think the Eagles are going to win.
Oh, fuck me.
I take the Eagles in a closer game than anyone thinks.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be pretty close.
So everyone that's gone against is basically just me.
And Chris once.
Oh, and Chris once.
You're taking the football team?
I'm taking Washington. I think their offense starts hot.
Yeah, I think you're high as a kite.
I don't trust Dwayne Haskins.
Yes, also true. I am, in fact.
But yeah, I think I personally think the Eagles come through with this, but I'm not saying that. I mean, Washington definitely has a young talent team, and the rebranding, if they can come up with an actual name and stuff, it can be very good for them.
I think next year will be.
Chris, I agree. If they come up with an actual name, Super Bowl next year. Count it.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying just the name. I'm not trying to. I'm being serious here, Zach. I'm
Chris,
like you.
I'm fucking with you. Jay's looked at me through the camera and just.
Well, I can hardly hear you,
soul.
so I'm trying to base off what you say. But Drew made an excellent point that they're basically just separating entirely from the old Redskins, and they have a chance to rebuild something beautiful. So hopefully they can find their path in doing that.
I think they've blown it already. But yeah.
Oh yeah, they had plenty of time to change that name.
Anyways, moving on. 4:05, Chargers at Bengals. It looks like, the Chargers clearly are the favored team, but only by 3 points. And what do you have? Justin Herbert?
No, Tyrod's starting.
Tyrod starts week 1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tyrod's not terrible. He's just more of a backup to me.
He's workable. I think there are enough weapons on the offense that they're going to produce points.
Yeah.
I just don't think that defense, being banged up as it is and obviously mediocre to start with, but they don't have their star player.
Right, that's true.
Derwin James is out again. It's
right. That's brutal. I mean, because when he's on the field, he's a game changer.
Oh, absolutely. I think if he's on the field, that game is no question. Chargers win by a fair margin.
I just think you also have questionables on the other side of the ball too. It's does Tyrod mesh well with the offensive pieces that are there?
I think
does Hunter Henry stay healthy for more than 20 minutes on the field?
Right. I think that Tyrod is going to work really, really well with Austin Eckler. I think that's going to be a good combo out of the backfield. I'm
not worried about that
I think that Mike Williams is a solid receiver. Keenan Allen, obviously. Yeah. I think he has enough weapons to produce points. Like I said, it's going to come down to the defense being able to stop Burrow.
I really don't think it's going to be that hard. I don't think Joe Burrow is going to have a good season.
See, that's the thing, though. That's the first time you mentioned Cincinnati. So does Cincinnati still kind of where are we sitting Cincinnati now? With Burrow
I feel like for me that they're going to try and force AJ Green down everyone's throats, and he's just not the same player anymore.
No, and I don't think that their offensive line is good enough that AJ Green's going to be effective at getting behind the defense.
Right, and even though Derwin James is out, their front seven is probably top 3. Their front
Not
seven.
to mention they got Chris Harris Jr.
Right. So that just locks up another player on that offensive side of the ball for Cincinnati. I just think that front seven is going to wreak havoc. Honestly.
I think the front seven is too much for Joe Burrow to handle.
Yes, agreed.
With that offensive line,
with that offensive line. Well, I mean, yeah, still, I even without it, I just think for your debut game going up against the Chargers defense front seven specifically that has Melvin Ingram, Joey Bosa, Corey Lugitt, and then you're having to throw the ball against Chris Harris Jr. and why can I not think of his name? Casey Hayward. I mean, that's pretty.
It's not a fun combo.
That's probably one of the least favorable matchups for him. That or with the Patriots defense.
I agree. I just
saying.
Yeah.
I think it's an unfortunate start for Joe. I think the Chargers win this one easy, though.
I agree.
See, Cincinnati, though, it's like they've had the opportunity to make this into a team that can compete. And just time and time and again, they just don't.
Right, because Marvin Lewis.
Yeah. Well, the stepping away with Zach Taylor is a good step in the right direction. I think Burrow is going to be a fresh breath for the offense. Finally getting away from Andy Dalton, too. I think they need to bulk up the offensive line, and they need to get him a couple more pieces. I don't think an aging AJ Green, who's barely played the last 5 years, is going to be the answer for, Burrow's number one target. And the receivers behind him, T. Higgins, I think, is going to develop into a good target
and I like Tyler Boyd. I think Tyler Boyd is a very good wide receiver. Yeah. Is he number one material? I don't think he is, but
no, I agree. I think that this year is going to be a very big, learning year. And then next year they have to go out and get some more protection for Burrow. That's going to be the number one priority.
Yeah.
I'm with you. So I think consensus here is going to be be the Chargers.
Okay.
Yeah, Chargers.
Yeah. So we'll just keep moving.
I think the -3 is pretty low. I feel like they're gonna run. They might run away with this game after this, right as the half's ending.
Ooh. Only
Gotcha.
it matters, John.
All right. 425. Buccaneers at Saints. That's going to be one of the biggest games I'm looking forward to this week.
That'll be an interesting one.
I'd like to see how Tampa Bay can actually perform. I think they look like very well on paper, but as we learned with the Browns, that means nothing. So if they can keep that chemistry, they might actually be a decent team. But again, the Saints, time and again, are showing that they're a very good team. So I think Saints walk away with it, but I don't know. Maybe Tampa.
I really don't see Tampa Bay being able to keep up with the Saints. I just don't think that.
Who knows? Don't ever doubt Tom Brady. TB12.
I'm not doubting Tom Brady. I'm doubting that team. I just don't. He's going into a completely new system. He has to gain the trust of all his other players. Look what happened when he didn't like or trust the players that he had last year on the Patriots. He gave up. So what happens if he has a bad game? Is he just going to give up again? It's possible. I mean, he's, 45?
42.
Yes. I don't know.
Didn't give up last year.
I got the Saints.
I got no faith in the Bucs at all. Like, not even a little bit. So I think the Saints are probably going to win somewhere in the neighborhood of 35-20.
So, Drew, do you think Tom Brady is flat?
I think Tom Brady's been flat for the last year and a half, yeah, and I think he's going to stay flat down there because that is not the team he should have went to again.
Yeah, and it's not the environment he should have went to. He's terrible.
So he's in the same spot as Aaron Rodgers, you think?
Get fucked.
No. Aaron Rodgers has a decent team around him. Tom Brady's fucked.
Also fair to mention, likely no Mike Evans this week.
Yeah.
He's doubtful.
Yeah. But still, I do think the Saints walk away with this one. But I want to see Tampa Bay. I think they do have a shot. So, but okay, consensus is New Orleans. Yeah, James, do you have any thoughts on this?
No, I mean what you guys said. I think Tampa Bay is still figuring themselves out a little bit, training camp or not. I think New Orleans already knows who they are. They know the players they have, and I think they just come out and steamroll.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, our next game, 425, Cardinals at 49ers. This is going to be an interesting game, and the 49ers are actually put as favorites by a full touchdown. So I'd like to see that. I mean, Cardinals have Hopkins now, Kyler Murray. Who knows?
I don't. I'm a little intrigued to see how well that offense is going to mesh. I think if you're looking at both sides of the ball for each team, Arizona's got the offense and clearly the 49ers have the defense. Arizona's defense, meh. If I could take one player off that team, it would be Chandler Jones, but everyone else, Budda Baker is kind of good, but
I think Isaiah Simmons is going to be fucking.
yeah, he should be. He should be, but I mean, again, unproven, especially on a defense that has a lot of holes to fill.
Yeah.
And it would be really interesting for me to see what happens with that wide receiver core for the 49ers because Deebo Samuel is out for week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Ayuk is listed as questionable. And, Jalen Hurd is out as well for the year. So, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. Yeah,
Bourne.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's all you got. Marquise Goodwin's not on that team anymore.
Nope.
I'm going to take the 49ers by a lot, actually. I think more than 2 touchdowns.
Really? You think they're going to steamroll?
Yeah, I do. Like you said, I think Arizona's missing a lot of pieces on defense. I mean, even with Isaiah Simmons stepping in, I don't think he's ready to fully go yet and be like what he's projected to be. I think the 49ers end up running away with it, literally. I think they just end up running it and then occasional passes to George Kittle, and that's what you get. It's going to be the same formula they ran with last year. If you're looking for anything else out of the 49ers, you're an idiot, but it worked.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I think it's going to be a close game for 3 quarters, and then, I think 49ers get their ground game going eventually, and they'll just run away with it. I mean, like you said, physically run away with the ball and the game.
I think it's going to be a close game the whole time. I think San Fran will win, but I think the Cardinals might be within 5.
No, I agree. I think that Arizona played them very, very hard last year.
Mm-hmm.
They put up some serious fights against a seriously good San Fran team that had more weapons than they currently do.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this game is going to come down to the wire, honestly, and I think it's
like
a
the
toss-up.
TV show.
The Wire, yeah.
The Wire.
I think that San Fran pulls it out, but just barely.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm with you there.
We have a skew of 49ers taking it. We have blowout, 2 touchdowns, and barely.
Yep.
Anyway.
All right, we'll continue on. We got our last Sunday night game, prime time, 8:20. Cowboys at Rams, which should not be prime time, but it is.
I disagree. I think that's a primetime game.
Eh.
I don't think it's a good matchup.
I think there were better games you could have chosen for that.
I mean, yeah. I think the matchup itself is, but I think there are. Well, I mean, just look at the other matchups though. The Thursday night game was obviously going to be Kansas City against whoever they played.
Mm-hmm.
What are the other matchups for a Sunday night?
I would have flexed the Bucs Saints.
Yeah, Bucs Saints.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I would even have preferred Packers Vikings to be in the
Cardinals 49ers.
Completely agree. I'd prefer Cardinals 49ers over there.
Fair enough. There go 3 games, and there goes my argument. So there you go.
And fuck yourself.
And it's gone. I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I like the matchup. I think you're going to see what the Rams are going to be post Gurley. If they have anything in the tank. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Young guns, too. I have to think of that.
Yeah,
Cam Akers on one side of the ball, Van Jefferson with him, and then CD blooming.
Yeah, but Cam Akers is RB number 3 on the depth chart right now.
Yes.
Right. So is he going to get the touches for us to be able to?
Not this game.
Right. No, I don't think this game either.
Do you want me to play crickets again?
I just
no. I don't know.
I don't think the Rams offense has anything left.
No, I don't think they do either. I mean, yeah.
Jared Goff is
terrible.
Bad.
Yeah.
And they got Robert Woods and a tandem of tight ends that may or may not be decent.
Right.
And some young running backs. I think the Rams get fucking
Steamrolled.
stomped this
Yeah,
game.
I think they do too. I think. Well, I mean, just look at what they have on defense, though. Yes, they have Jalen Ramsey, but Jalen Ramsey can only cover one wide receiver.
Aaron Donald.
So Dallas is only favored
I
by
meant
two
just
and a
in the
half
second
points.
specifically.
I'll
What's
still
that?
take it.
Dallas is only favored by 2.5 points.
I would smash that.
I think they win by at least 10.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, minimum.
I agree.
Right.
I don't think the Rams have it, but I think you guys are giving the Cowboys too much credit. I don't.
I
think
don't-
they have
I
it all
don't.
down back too.
I just think that Rams defense, besides Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald, are just depleted.
And as much as I don't
Like the Cowboys.
like the Cowboys or Dak, that offense has too many weapons.
yeah, yeah.
They were the
Love
best
it.
offense in the league last year. And this year they got CeeDee Lamb.
Right.
Yeah.
So I
It's
think
going to be
that
interesting to see Lamb
I
on the
think-
Lamb.
No
I think
CD
that
Lamb.
the Rams offense is going to be next to anemic.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys have a good defense. So I think
Right.
they're not going to score. And I think the Cowboys offense is good enough to put up points on a very good Rams defense. So I don't think there's any way the Cowboys even
So
have
I like what you said, Zach, though, is I think the Rams' biggest weakness is they have Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, and they just thought that would make a whole entire defense. And it's just not the case. The rest of the
Yeah, I don't know.
defense
I just think
very weak.
there's a lot of pieces that they've shuffled.
There's just not
around,
chemistry
they've
in that
gotten rid
backfield,
of.
though.
and losing Corey Littleton was probably the biggest blow to that defense.
Okay,
Agreed.
Corey Littleton, yeah.
So I mean, without him, without a real leader to call the shots,
Right.
I don't think that defense is going to be anywhere near as good as it has been or been projected to be.
hmm
But I still
Right.
think that they'll be top 15 in the league. I don't think they'll they sink to the bottom half of the league or anything. But
Well, no, I disagree. I think they're going to be. I mean, there's no way they touch even second place in that division. But I mean, this is for another time. But I don't think that the Rams have a chance in this game, honestly, because you have Jalen Ramsey, best cornerback in the league, or arguably the best cornerback in the league behind Stephon Gilmore, but he's only going to cover one wide receiver, and that's either Amari Cooper or CeeDee Lamb, and you can't cover both. You really
All
can't.
right, this is for another conversation. We're moving on to our Monday night slate of games. We got is that 7-10 Steelers at Giants. I think that's going to be, personally, I think a blowout, but I think that's
Giants
an
are
easy win for the
bad.
Steelers.
The Giants are
bad.
bad. I mean, I feel like they're a very one-dimensional team. I mean, you know where the ball is going to go on 85% of the plays. It's going to.
Are you saying that they're flat?
I'm not saying that they're
Quite.
flat. I'm just
I
saying
am.
that they're one-dimensional.
which is even less than flat.
Exactly.
That's just a
Exactly.
dot.
Exactly. Thank you for picking up on that.
All right, we got consensus for Steelers.
Yeah,
I just want
I
to.
don't think there's
yeah.
any way that the Giants defense can
Oh God.
keep
no.
up with that offense.
No.
The Juju, yeah, right. Who's gonna cover him? Come on.
No, like, yeah, seriously. Who's gonna cover
They got
him?
Blake Martinez. That's great. They might be able to stop James Conner a little bit better. But outside of that,
Yeah.
their
I
offense
think
might be okay. I mean,
if the
they
offense stays healthy, I think they're fun.
Mm-hmm.
They're a fun offensive team to watch, but that defense, besides Blake Martinez, is anemic.
yeah, literally
Terrible.
awful. So yeah, no,
That's it. Pittsburgh.
Steelers win.
Yep. We'll move on from that. In our last game of the week, we have 10-20. We got Titans at Broncos.
This is going to be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
very
this will be a
excited.
great game. So Titans are favored only by 2.5 points, though. The Broncos defense took a hit with Von Miller, so that's going to be one thing to consider.
And Chris Harris.
So I'm taking Titans, but not by a landslide.
I'm taking the Broncos on this game. I really am.
Really?
I think you're playing in Denver. First game of the season, you're on the road in Denver. I mean, that's pretty tough as it is, let alone the fact that offense, I mean, I really think that offense is going to surprise people and be a top 3 offense in the league. You got a lot of young talent. I think Cortland Sutton is going to play. He's questionable, but even so, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Noah Fant is still there. Then you have your trio of running backs. Phillip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon are probably going to split the touches, and who knows? They might put Royce Freeman on the line to get some.
Royce Freeman plays for Tennessee, doesn't he?
Royce?
He's still in Denver.
No,
He's still in Denver.
Royce Freeman's still in Denver.
That's right.
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah. No, honestly, no. Give me Denver. Give me Denver in this game.
I'm going to go with it. 100%. I think this is a reason I've been going Judy over CeeDee Lamb in drafts, too. I think Judy has the ability to start off hotter, especially if Cortland Sutton's not at 100%. I think they're the better team all around. Honestly, even without Von Miller. Secondary is going to be a big question mark, but we'll see. And also, I'm not going to bet on the Titans at all this year. I hope they go 0-16. That's what you get for cutting Cole McDonald.
I also think the Broncos are going to win. I think, coming into it, you think it depends on Drew Lock, but the running backs they have back there, I don't think it really matters. Passing options are going to be open, and I think Drew Lock is competent enough to find them. And I think Denver, I think their defenses are very, very close in terms of where they're at. I think Tennessee's is probably a fair bit better, but I think Denver figures them out a little bit, and their offense has a tough time getting going, as y'all said, up in the high altitudes. Sports Authority Field, or whatever the fuck it's called now.
All
right, so I'm the only one taking the Titans. I'm fine with that.
I
But
hope Derrick Henry breaks his leg.
that will conclude Week 1's games, and that will conclude it for us today. Thank you guys for listening to us. As always, you can find us thebotasports.news. You can catch our BOTAcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever else does podcasts.
If you're listening to this, you found us. Good job.
Yes, that's a good point. You can catch us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you like, and that's what we'll be. But again, thank you for listening, guys. As always, I'm Chris. I'm with James,
Stay
Zach,
beautiful.
Drew, who no longer pay attention to me, and I don't have my own catchphrase, so I'm just gonna leave you guys out.
We need to get you a catchphrase.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Get you one.
All right, thanks for listening, guys.
It's called Empower Field at Mile High.
Oh, is it? That's bizarre.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell for all alerts on our uploaded videos. And find us everywhere at BOTA Sports.